Well, you need a passport? Well, it'll take about 6 weeks from the time you apply for it in some cases.
Probably too late now if you want to take an awesome trip this summer, unless that destination doesn't require a passport.
Kim Winberg is a leisure travel specialist with the Vacation Store and the Cruise Company. Kim, good to see you.
Hi, Kim.
Good morning. So what you're saying here is we can go tropical without the need to get a passport.
Correct.
Where are we talking about?
Okay, people don't realize is that the United States actually has some minor islands that are in the Caribbean and the Pacific. Closest ones being in the Caribbean are places like San Juan, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, St. Croix, and St. John.
And you don't need a passport for any of those places?
Oh, you can get on a plane
and go
and fly to those locations.
That's awesome. What about some of the resorts and things once we get there? How nice are these places?
Well, they really are great. A lot of the resorts are, of course, on the beach. There's also great places on the islands for hotels where you can just kind of walk out your door and you're right in the middle of all sorts of history. There are rainforests where you can go hiking, zip lining, rappelling. There also is,
Here's
of
what
course,
we're talking about.
I don't need a passport to go there.
No.
Correct.
Whatever that is.
Where's that?
I believe that one is I believe that's St. John.
St. John.
Oh man, that looks awesome.
That is gorgeous. And
They all look like this though.
Look at that, the turquoise
St. Thomas.
Yeah, and do they have cruises to go to those islands specifically, so you won't need a passport for those?
Okay, actually, any cruise that leaves out of the United States and comes back to the United States, and that includes Florida, out of Texas, out of California, or even out of San Juan, those you do not need a passport for. We suggest it, but you don't have to have one. But you have to go in by boat. So both out and back in by boat into a U.S. And then you can go to places that you would normally need
if you were
a
flying
passport
in.
if you're flying in.
Well, look at this picture. Where is that?
That is
Holy
San
cow.
Juan, one of my favorite islands.
Puerto Rico, and we were looking at the map of that earlier. Again, you can go without a passport.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Beautiful. Are these great? I saw some pictures of families. Is this a great place for families?
It's a great place for families. We have a lot of history that people don't know about. Where the pirates, the different wars that we've had. These islands were very crucial for the United States to have to help to protect our shores.
There's a lot of history there.
A lot of history.
It makes me think about the benefits of coming to you, a leisure travel specialist, when you're crafting a getaway. When you think about what do I want to do? Yeah, I want to spend some time on the beach. I want my toes in the sand. I want to jump in the water. But what else? And I think that's where your expertise
we can
comes
set
in.
up tours for you. A lot of us have been to these islands so that we can kind of explain to you some of the best things to see in these islands. And I mean, it's a magical. The Caribbean's a magical place. That blue water is like, and it's so close to us.
It's magical, yeah. And another reason you were talking about why it's important to have a specialist like Kim. When we went on our honeymoon to Hawaii, right? We didn't have an agent or any specialist to help us tell us where to go. We took the road to Hana, right? Which is like 3 hours of this same beautiful scenery. But once you get to Hana, there's nothing there. So had we talked to somebody like Kim, she probably would have said, "Hey, just go an hour down the road and then come back." And so those tips that
either that
can be
or
real
else
helpful.
take a tour. There's tours that will take you, and they'll actually explain things that you missed. When you went on your road to Hana, there's a lot of things. There are hidden waterfalls, the lava tubes.
I'm sure we drove right by some of that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's things that we know where to send you, and that's
well, another benefit, the relationships, because you've been in this business for years and years, as have everybody here knows. But I feel like that's to our advantage, because you've sifted through all of that. But then you also have these relationships that lead us to the deals, the savings. That if you go online and you're like, oh, that looks like a good savings, but like for a fact, and you're able to, in some cases, save families thousands of dollars. Do you have any deals you can share with us today?
Of course, we're just winding up on the AMA waterways
That's the Escorted River
the
Cruise
Escorted
with your
River.
colleague Diane McVicker.
Correct.
And look at this, guys. So
We're-
that's in August.
Totally wrapping it up. So there are just a few spaces left.
Yeah.
So now's the time to call. And that's kind of what my specials are tonight today too, is just to say there still is space to Alaska. There's still space for this summer for vacations. But now is the time you need to start looking at that. Also, if you're thinking of a holiday vacation, you want to do that at least 6 months in advance, just to make sure that there is still space.
Great time to start thinking about that.
Yes.
If some people haven't planned financially, but they'd like to do something special, are there payment plans and things available in some cases?
You have to have a little bit of extra time. You can't just make payments if you want to go next month.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, but this is the time. Yeah, if you want to plan for next year, let's put your deposit down. Let's
Yeah.
start making some payments. We'll
There
set
are
up.
ways to make it happen. So
Right.
don't think like you've had this dream to go someplace for years and you just haven't gone, and you wonder how feasible is it. You'd be surprised at the vacation store and the cruise company when they pass these savings on, and they'll work with you. They really do care about you making memories with your family. It's 141st and Q, a new location there, and then give them a call locally. It's 402-339-6800.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, though. I think a lot of people have it in their minds that they want to go on this dream vacation. They're like, I can never afford something like that. Go. Talk to them. Yeah.
Right.
Go,
We-
and
we-
you
we
don't-
love
get it-
talking
you can
to
get
you.
it done.
That's right.
Come on in.
And
or
if you don't
call
have
us.
a passport, like I don't have one, they can still take you somewhere cool. Thank you. That's why I love this subject so much. What?
This is a big secret.
Yeah, I don't have a passport. I feel so bad about it.
You are registered
bring
to
you in
vote.
the phone.
You are an
registered to
organ
vote.
donor, so that's good. We're good there.
Thanks. Did you catch the 6 a.m.